Rick Spielman's been hired as the new senior football advisor for the New York Jets. What's his role? What does it all mean? Is it good news, bad news, everything in between? We have the first words from Rick Spielman since taking that new role with the Jets. We'll break it down here on Boy Green Daily.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your friggin' podcasts, people. Like the video, hit subscribe as you're heading on in, and let's spread the love for all things New York Jets as we're on the eve of Super Bowl weekend, baby. So let's get right into it. We got a lot of great comments from Rick Spielman, who revealed this news on the first pick with the first pick podcast. And there's a lot of interesting thoughts here on front office construction, his new role, and everything in between. So let's go piece by piece through this. Again, shout out to With the First Pick for all these clips. First off, here's Rick Spielman yesterday, shortly after our show, breaking the news on his podcast that he's taking a job with the Jets as a senior football advisor.
You may have heard. I don't know if the news is out there officially yet.
No, I'm keeping it under the radar. So,
okay. Well, Rick, I'll let you break the news. You got your you're giving it away with the T-shirt there, but what's going on?
Yeah, no, I took a full-time job with the New York Jets as their senior football advisor. So what I'm doing, I'm going to be helping in any way I can with Aaron Glenn, with Darren Muji, the new general manager. Right now, my biggest project is trying to rebuild the football operation side of things. So there's a lot of changes going on up there, and kind of feel honored and privileged that they called me and asked me to be a part of it going forward. So a lot of phone calls, and any way I can help support the football ops side of it, that's kind of technically what my job is going to be.
Now, a lot of Jet fans are already sort of the people that are kind of like, this seems kind of weird. Rick Spielman, this former NFL general manager that is now with the New York Jets, he was a part of the 33rd team, and then he pulled Dick Cheney and said, actually, I hire myself. Huh? What? Who? What? But actually, and shame on me for not remembering the source, but actually in the middle of the 33rd team's business, because of course, obviously they assisted with the New York Jets, their path to find a new head coach and a new general manager, it was reported pretty early on that there was some level of an expectation that the 33rd team was going to sort of stick around after they made the hire. It just wasn't clear who it was going to be. Now, to be honest, out of the two guys who kind of led this search from the 33rd team's perspective, Mike Tannenbaum and Rick Spielman always made more sense as the guy. If you were going to have someone from the 33rd team stick around, it made more sense for Rick than Mike Tannenbaum because, you know, Mike Tannenbaum's already been here. It's sort of weird with what he brings to the table that would have been sort of bizarre, a former general manager coming back under the same ownership group. There just would have been, like I said, sort of a lot of weird there. So Rick Spielman makes a lot of sense. And plus, I mean, Rick Spielman has a lot of interesting stuff on his resume that makes me very intrigued. Hell, he drafted Justin Jefferson, baby. Hey, we already hopefully have our own Justin Jefferson with Garrett Wilson. But Rick Spielman has had some intriguing drafts, there's no question, over there with the Minnesota Vikings. So it's intriguing. According to Rich Cimini, this is how the front office structure is sort of going to work. Rick Spielman is essentially replacing Phil Savage. Now, Phil Savage, according to Rich Cimini, will continue to stick around the organization as a consultant. So he's going to be with the team, just on a lower rung in the front office ladder. But Rick Spielman is replacing Phil Savage by role as the senior football advisor. So you still got Darren Muji. He's going to be seeking a right-hand man. That'll be his assistant GM. So we're still waiting for that. The other addition was, let me make sure I get his name right. 1 second here. It's the nephew or something of George Payton. I just missed his name. Anywho, he's getting hired to replace Greg Nedjma there with the New York Jets. So he's going to be obviously a valuable resource from that perspective. It is Rob Payton, excuse me. That's George Payton's nephew. He replaced Nedjma, according to Rich Cimini in the front office hierarchy, which will be sort of interesting. So he comes in from that perspective. Another important piece to the puzzle here, we'll go through the Rick Spielman resume, but Rick Spielman's role, on top of replacing Phil Savage, but again, Phil Savage is sticking around as a consultant, but replacing basically what his job had been the last couple of years under Joe Douglas, he reiterated that Darren Muji, the general manager, and Aaron Glenn are the final decision makers, and instead, Rick Spielman is going to be a sounding board. Here's him talking about that.
And now you're just a sounding board, right? You're not, just so people are clear, you're not making decisions. You're just a sounding board.
No, I am just a sounding board, and then as I observe and see things, can make some, what I have experienced, to share a lot of my experiences, or did you look at it this way, you look at it that way. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are the final decision makers. I'm just there as their sounding board and help them support any way that I can.
And makes a lot of sense, again, that Rick Spielman won't have final decision-making, but he's going to be a sounding board. He's going to be an intriguing guy to have in the room as I see it. And I'm fascinated by his role, because we're going to play a couple of things here. First off, I love this one. Again, this is all from With the First Pick podcast. Rick Spielman reports on Monday. He's going to be mostly remote at his own kind of football headquarters at his house. But he's reporting to the Jets facilities on Monday to start doing his work with the team. He's going to be at all the tentpole events, NFL Combine, NFL Draft, things of that nature, representing the team and doing his work from that perspective. But mostly he will be remote. And Spielman actually, despite the fact he actually reports to facilities on Monday, has already been a part of the first staff meeting this week. And he shared his reactions on the podcast, which is super interesting.
All right, so Jet stuff, you're going to be doing that. You're going to be doing the organizational stuff now. You get involved in the draft, you think? You're going to be at the Combine or any pro days?
Yeah. I'm sure I'll be at those places. Like I said, I report next Monday. I fly up into their headquarters up in Florham Park, New Jersey, and then kind of we'll start putting a lot of those things together. Then I know Darren Muji, those guys have already started on free agency. AG, Aaron Glenn's putting together the staff. They actually sat my first staff meeting by Zoom yesterday on identifying the traits and what the coaches are looking for at each position. What's going to be the philosophy on the offensive and defensive side. Not only the physical traits, but the characteristics and the mental makeup of the players. So if you think AG is intense, which he is, I have a feeling this is going to be a very intense football team. So,
hey, I'll take an intense football team. I love that. And that they're already breaking it down. And, the already part, again, free agency is in a month and change. So obviously they get on top of it and make up some ground. But that's interesting. Talking about the mental makeup. What are they looking for on offense? What are they looking for on defense? You sort of saw, it's a great kind of sneak peek. I don't know if another team is doing it this offseason, but the Hard Knocks for the Giants, you heard the coaching staff get together in the war room, and they're like, all right, hey, new defensive coordinator. Here's a Titans defensive coordinator. They said, what are the things you look for in your players? Traits, this or that. And that's super beneficial, obviously, to the scouts, because then they're going to look for players that fit that identity. Again, mental makeup, physical traits. Hey, I like my corners this size. Remember, there was the Bill Parcells thing with Aaron Glenn, that normally my corners have to be at least this tall and at least this weight. A lot of schemes and schematics have that sort of thing. So that's super interesting. So that part to me, I really enjoyed. And so intense was his first reaction to that Zoom meeting. And then the last clip I want to play from With the First Pick podcast is sort of what all goes into this about. I see this question. Paul, what do you make of the hire? Is it a good hire, bad hire? What does it mean? Darren Muji is a first-time NFL general manager. He is the third youngest general manager in the league at 39 years of age. The only two that are younger are Andrew Berry, who's 37, and Ryan Poles, who's a few months younger than Darren Muji, who's also 39. And then there's Darren Mucci. So obviously he's a fresh guppy. Now there's good and bad with that. The good is upside and, okay, this guy's getting his first whack. Look at all the trials and tribulations in Denver. They won a Super Bowl. Interesting. Okay. They went through this long playoff drought before they just ended it with Bo Nix. Now, they had good moments. They had bad moments. I kind of like that with the general manager. I love that it just wasn't smooth sailing the entire time. I kind of like that they went through all these things. All kinds of different quarterback acquisition. They tried a big splash trade like Russell Wilson. Didn't really work. They drafted a kid, Bo Nix. Oh, wow, that looks pretty good. They drafted kids and it didn't work. Paxton Lynch, and go through all the guys. Trevor Siemian, Jets legend after Peyton Manning. So they went through all kinds of things during that era, and that is fascinating to me because, to me personally, I like a guy that's been through the battles, and obviously he has. They've gone to the pinnacle. They've been in the playoff drought. He's kind of been all over the place, which means he's embraced a lot of different scenarios. He hasn't just won forever, and he comes here and then, whoa, losing. Where the hell, what am I doing with this? He's been through losing. So that's fascinating. But the leadership structure, I think it's really important for Darren Mucci, a young general manager who has never been in the role, to have smart people around him. Like, for instance, Rick Spielman is a former NFL general manager who had a lot of success with the Minnesota Vikings. This guy has been around the block. He's 62 years of age. Again, Darren Mucci, 39, Rick Spielman, 62. He had a cup of coffee in the league, so he was a player for a short time. He has a traditional scouting background, working his way up from scout, director of pro personnel, vice president of player personnel, senior vice president of football operations. He was a general manager with the Miami Dolphins. He was a general manager with the Minnesota Vikings. His Vikings tenure obviously went a lot longer. And this is his first time back in the league, outside of assisting the Washington Commanders with their search last year, and then obviously what he did with the Jets this year. But I love his take. And this is, so what is Rick Spielman going to bring to the table? I think things like this, where he explains a interesting thought on front office staff construction of guys you should be adding to the room, which you're going to hear and go, that's sort of weird. But if you really let it marinate, I think it makes a lot of sense. Here's the last clip from With the First Pick podcast.
What do you know now that you wished early 40s GM Rick Spielman knew? Because you said there was so much you didn't know because you didn't know it.
Right. You don't know what you don't know because there's no handbook. Every day you come in there's something new coming across your desk. You know, my position in Minnesota evolved where maybe 20% of my work was personnel. Now, when it came to free agency and the draft, I shut everything out. But that's why you have to have a strong supporting cast around you. Like I was, very fortunate to have George Payton, as my right-hand man for over 25 years, before we went on to Denver, and had a lot of great people. As a leader, I think the best thing you can do is hire people smarter than you in their positions of expertise. And
but that's hard for people to do, though, right?
Yeah, I don't understand that because you have to, because one, you cannot have an ego. And two, you want to hire people that can actually are good enough to take your job. And if you have people that are good enough to take your job and you have them all working for one common goal, it sure to hell gives you a better chance to have success as the leader of that group.
Yeah. Some fascinating thoughts there again from Rick Spielman, the new senior football advisor for the New York Jets, sharing a bunch of thoughts from With the First Pick podcast. He has been doing that podcast. I have the notes here. That podcast he's been co-hosting with Ryan Wilson of CBS. Ryan's been at CBS since 2011. They did 221 episodes together, 802 days of doing that. So I'll be very curious. We're going to have Ryan on the show. I guess I'll just reveal it. Ryan Wilson has been the podcast co-host of Rick Spielman over there on NFL on CBS for last 2-3 years. And like I said, they had, 221 episodes and 802 days to go. He said Jet fans should be excited about the Spielman hire. And if you're not going to take my words for it, I want you to take his. And we're going to bring him on the show and we're going to talk to him. So expect that interview tomorrow, which I can't wait for. So shout out to Ryan Wilson. I reached out to him as soon as the news became official, and I'm interested to see what he can bring to the table. Now, let's throw up some comments here as we're talking about this Rick Spielman hire. Alan asks, was Spielman the GM in Minnesota when they dealt Diggs? Might be a sounding board to the eventual trade of Wilson. That is true. Rick Spielman was the general manager for the Minnesota Vikings. He's been with the Vikings he was with, because he wasn't with them when he was just hired by the Jets. He was with the Vikings from 2006 to 2021, and he became the general manager in 2012. Stephon Diggs was dealt in 2020 to the Buffalo Bills. So he was there for that. That's true. But to me, that doesn't feel like the so John Robinson, Jet fans feared him being hired because he jettisoned A.J. Brown. And the reason he jettisoned A.J. Brown is because he didn't want to pay him. Stephon Diggs was sort of just a basket case. If I remember correctly, that wasn't contract inspired. He got a deal from the Buffalo Bills contractually, but I don't believe it was contract related. I think it was the drama of, if I remember, Case Keenum at the time and whatever quarterback things they were going through. So that's what I remember there. But an interesting thought, though, Alan. It's good to bring that up. All right, we got Tiff here with a YouTube super chat, baby. We love to see it. Send those YouTube super chats in. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's hear from my daughter, Zariah Luna.
Wow.
Tiff with a holy cannoli, baby. And by the way, there's 3 raffle tickets, Tiff, to our contest, baby. Let's flip the switch. I'm pretty sure I have all these things updated. I sure hope so. Here it is. Here's our raffle leaderboard. You just got 3 raffle tickets to our awesome contest happening this entire month of February. Let's show it up on the screen. Tiff, holy cannoli. We got a New York Jets signature football, full-size NFL football with a stand and a manual pump. It comes deflated to your house, but as soon as you get it, you can blow it up real quick. It could go in your office, fan cave or man cave, fan cave. It's a limited edition collectible with autographs from the entire team. There's Aaron Rodgers on this, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner. It's awesome. I still have it. It's got the logos, which are really cool. You got the Salute to Service Nike long sleeve and a custom laser engraving package. All 3 items will go to one very, very lucky person that purchased raffle tickets throughout this process. So, Tiff, welcome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's make sure we put that on the board for you. Absolutely terrific. Thank you, Tiff. Holy freaking cannoli, baby. Yeah, Rick Spielman is a member of this front office, which is exciting. And the exciting part to me is, of course, Rick Spielman has experience. He was a part of this process, so obviously he's got a relationship here with Muji and Glenn, which is super interesting. There's no question about it. But the thing that is exciting to me is everything else that's happening at One Jets Drive. And that's 3 raffle tickets. I'll update the banner in due time here, Tiff, but your raffle tickets are in. But the exciting thing to me is the Jets are getting rid of people that have been hanging around this organization forever and all this losing. For instance, Greg Nedschma had been here for 16 years. We're in the middle of the worst playoff drought in North American sports. This is the worst playoff drought in Jets franchise history. All older Jet fans say, Paul, you don't know the old days. It sucked even worse. No, it didn't. Right now is literally the longest suck period in terms of a playoff drought in Jets franchise history. It's never been longer than what it currently is right now. These are the darkest times in Jets franchise history from that playoff perspective, which is crazy to think about. But it's true. And then you have this guy, Greg Nedschma. For 14 of his 16 years, the Jets missed the playoffs. What the hell was this guy doing? How did this guy keep his job for so long? But he's gone. So you're seeing guys that have been pre-existing prior general managers, right? So Greg Nedschma has obviously survived a million different general managers as the Jets keep changing things left and right. Get a guy like Mr. Sosi, who predated Joe Douglas. He stuck around. Now Jermaine comes in. He's like, let's get rid of some of this old trash. With all due respect to these guys. Sosi, gone. Nedschma, gone. And he's just kind of going through the ranks, getting rid of these guys. Even to the strength and conditioning level with Nicolini. You know, the Jets have been a little, when we're talking about strength and conditioning and health and those sorts of things, there's been a lot of questions in that department. So they're changing things up. So that's encouraging. It doesn't guarantee success. It does not mean we're going to be building Muji and Glenn statues all over the place. Who knows? The results are the results. This is a results-oriented business, ultimately. And when they win, that's going to check off some things for Jet fans. When we win, it will check some things off for Jet fans. But you have to be encouraged by the direction, the hiring of new people, bringing in new voices, getting rid of old voices, and a new direction. This is the most front office shakeup we've seen with the New York Jets in a long time. We've seen head coaches, general managers get hired, fired. But we haven't seen this level of front office change. And I think the real reason for this is Woody Johnson has let go a little bit. He's let go. He said, okay, the way I've been doing it obviously hasn't been working. And maybe it's some of those athletic articles that we all kind of slammed and said, what's going on here? Maybe that was the reality check that Woody needed. There was a lot of athletic articles over the last year that hurt. There was the one in the Saleh Douglas regime last offseason that a lot of people said, ooh, is this going to get somebody fired? It didn't, but maybe it should have. And then you had the most recent one during the season. Yeah, the Aaron Rodgers one. I mean, again, there's been so many, it's hard to keep track of them all. But you start going through everything. And maybe that was the reality dose that Woody Johnson needed. But Tiff, thanks again for the YouTube Super Chat. Alan throws this comment up here. He says, front office shakeup could actually mark the end of Rodgers and eye towards 2026. It could. I don't know. There's still a lot unknown there. We still don't know. Who knows? Unclear on whether this front office shakeup is going to signal a, hey, we're going to embrace the future. They kept talking about winning a lot, which makes me lean Rodgers stay. Because Aaron's like, I'm a winner. Everywhere I've been a winner over the last 10 years. I'm a winner. And we're going to win games. And Jet fans need to change their mentality because there's been a lot of losing. Time to go to winning. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, if you want the most wins in 2025, you may lean towards the Aaron Rodgers stay group. If it's about not just winning games now, it's sustained success. There was another term that Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn used a lot, sustained success. If that's the direction to go, do you rebuild the blocks from the bottom? Because, you know, Aaron Rodgers may be best for business immediately, but is he best for business with your culture and his culture? If those rack, if that leads to a very porous 2025 season, and that disrupts the very foundation of what you're trying to set up, maybe it's not worth it. So, you know, that's another conversation to have. I do believe the Chiefs got it, to be honest, with the Super Bowl. That's what my gut says for the Super Bowl. We'll talk about it, obviously, this weekend. We're going to show every friggin' day at 7:30 in the morning. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. On top of the raffle giveaway that we have going on down below, on top of that raffle giveaway, we also have a free subscriber giveaway. We're giving away a piece of New York Jets memorabilia autographed by 2 former New York Jets first-round picks. How do you enter that? Subscribe. That's literally it. It's free to subscribe. But when we reach mile markers, we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. But every milestone that we reach, I'm giving more stuff away. And once we get 7,500 subscribers, we're 100 and change away from that. So get as many people as you know to subscribe to the channel, because the quicker we get to that level, I'll give more stuff away. So I've got a lot of cool stuff to give, including, again, that autographed piece of New York Jets memorabilia signed by 2 former New York Jets first-round picks. That'll go to 1 lucky subscriber. Could be an old subscriber, could be a new subscriber. It'll be completely at random. So shout out to whoever can help the Boy Green Daily train get over the 7,500 mark. That'd be great. Let's see here. We're going to open up the phone lines here in a few minutes. Booyah! There we go. Ed Vargas, baby, with a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Let's go. You love to see it.
That's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Straight we are, AG. Damn straight. I am so excited. I'm so happy. I'm so everything for this run of football. I'm pumped up. Let's read the 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to my boy Ed Vargas, baby. Matt I, Orlando Arriaga, Adam Choit, Andy Beharo, and Jeff Grossman. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Jerby will drop in the Discord link that gives you access to our Discord channel. You become a loyal member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Get all kinds of perks, early membership videos when those hit. And, of course, you get opportunities to support the show. And that's wonderful. So let's put that on the board here for a guy, Ed Vargas, baby. That's 5 raffle tickets for our big autographed football giveaway, baby. Oh, yeah. Let's put that on the board. I'll update the banner. I know the banner is not updated, so I'll do that in the middle of the show at some point. But salute, Ed Vargas. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Oh, hey now. We're getting memberships raining from the high heavens, baby. I can feel it. This is going to be one of those shows, baby. Yes. Let's go. This new member to the Boy Green Coffee Club is Ismo Enrique, 19. You are now a member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Let's friggin' go. That's another raffle ticket for our number one Austrian Jets fan. Again, you guys can get raffle tickets. Purchase your own membership to the Boy Green Coffee Club below. It says join the Boy Green Coffee Club here, only $2.99, or get in the gifting mood like everybody else here on the channel. YouTube, money sign, final option, gift channel memberships. You can gift as many as you want. There are no limit on raffle tickets, baby. So keep them flowing. Let's go. A new era of New York Jets football. Austrian Jet fan. Ba-bing. We got 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. Meadowlands, you get a ticket for your recurring membership. You do get for the subscriber. As long as you're a subscriber on the channel, you have recurring tickets for that. But no, for the new giveaways, you do not have a recurring membership. You just being a member does not forever give you access to those raffles. You have to have a new member gift away or super chats. You could do either. You could gift away memberships if you'd like to get new opportunities as well. Meadowlands, Swamp Thing. So no, that does not just give you access to all of those. You have to buy a new one each month, which again, a $2.99 super chat gives you one raffle ticket to the contest, or the equivalent of that, which, like I said, is a Boy Green Coffee Club membership gift, which Philly Noodle's getting in on the action. Let's freaking go, baby. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm freaking talking about. This membership just went to Alan. Hey, look at that. A cup of Philly Noodles gave Alan a membership. That's beautiful, baby. Ah, that's great. Just absolutely great. So shout out to Philly Noodles. He got himself a raffle ticket, and that just went to our boy, Alan. Just friggin' beautiful, baby. Good Lord. You love to see beautiful things happen to beautiful people. Cup of Philly Noodles getting involved. Let's friggin' go. Let's rain from the high heavens, baby. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Love it. Thanks, Philly. Appreciate you. Thank you, Philly. Thank you, Ed Vargas. Thank you, Austrian Jet fan. Thanks, Tiff. Holy, good holy. Yeah. Let's go. All right. And then Alan just got access to the Discord channel. There you go, buddy. Enjoy. Yeah, for sure. All right, why don't we do this? We'll play a quick HEP song here, and we'll open up the phone lines next. We'll get involved on Rick friggin' Spielman, baby, the new senior football advisor for the gosh darn New York Jets. You love it, hate it, and more. We got the Super Bowl and so much more to talk about. Let's roll. Hit it, baby.
Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily. Talking just football, man. Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Boy Green daily.
There's HEP, the one and only. Before we get to the phone lines, baby, Chef Kevin Gilbert. And make sure, before I even throw up this super chat, let's get those Chef Kevin Gilbert emojis up there in the chat, baby. For all the members of the Boy Green Coffee Club, you get access to all our custom emojis from Snowball. Booyah! He's cooking. Chef Kevin Gilbert, baby. Let's throw it up here on the screen. For the love of everything that's bleeping holy. Fastest food reviews. BG, great shows all week. Enjoy the game this Sunday. Salute to the Coffee Club, baby. Salute, Chef Kevin Gilbert, baby. Get those chefs, which, again, was that gift from number one Austrian Jet fan, which we appreciate. You got a raffle ticket, my friend, Chef Kevin Gilbert. So beautiful. Let's put that in there. Very nice. Oh, yeah. And I'm looking forward to it again, folks. Keep on the lookout, baby, because Chef Kevin Gilbert may be our guy. I'm going to be talking with him. He may be our guy for a Jets tailgate game where he may be catering. And again, we got some conversation to have. My people, his people, all that jazz. I'm really excited about though. Really excited about it though. Beautiful. All right. Thank you, Chef Kevin Gilbert, for the super chat. And of course, every time we get a super chat, how dare I not do this? It's all right, let him.
Wow.
Beautiful. Thanks, Chef. Appreciate you, pal. And thank you. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun doing the shows. And like I said, we'll have Ryan Wilson. We'll have him on the show tomorrow. We'll have Hop on Pop for Super Bowl Sunday. So enjoy, everybody. That'll be coming. So we got Ryan Wilson. He's a co-host of Rick Spielman on his With the First Pick podcast. I'm curious, with the guy who's been around Rick so much, he said Jet fans should be excited. Why should we be excited? I'm curious to hear more from Ryan Wilson coming up. That'll be on the show tomorrow morning. Looking forward to that. All right, let's throw it back to the phone lines. You got a cup of Philly noodles, baby, here on the show.
Hey,
What's up, Philly?
what's going on? Not much.
Hey, man.
You know I need that video because we got amazing.
Oh yeah,
videos.
let's go. I actually
go.
we have two now. We have two videos now. So let's do both. Okay. We'll start off with the new one. Here we go. And that last board, unfortunately, hit a small child that was in the audience. So I apologize to whoever that was. Yeah, I did a back spin fist, and it was supposed to be a speed break. So they only hold the bottom of the board. You're supposed to have enough force to break it off the top. And the board went flying, and I heard a kid go, "Ah!" And I was like, "Oh, Jesus!"
You know what?
Yeah.
That's Rick Spielman just cutting out all the crap we don't need.
Yeah, that's right.
Getting hit with somebody like just complaining. No, I've been here 18 years. Get out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get out of here, you
like,
bastard. Yeah, so it's just one after the other. So it was absolutely beautiful.
That was dope, bro. Yeah, that I don't know, what was that? A flying 360 kick? What was that? That spin kick?
Yeah, let's review this here. So let's see. The first three, so we just got a normal roundhouse, 360 roundhouse front leg, so it's just a 360 turn. The other one is a 360 back spin kick. That's a heel kick, but with a jump front in front. And then the one that looks like I kicked the guy in the face, that's a jump front kick. I do not kick him in the face. He just flinches. And then I just I don't know why a Bugs Bunny hop. I thought I was going to give me more hopping ability, but apparently it worked, and immediately get that one. And then the back
was fired, dude. I was fired.
Appreciate that.
I love those videos. Yeah, man, Rick Spielman, this is everything we wanted, right? We were screaming Curtis Martin because we weren't sure what we were going to get as a person, but him in the front office, I mean, come on, man. Listen, this is now, it doesn't matter what people think. This is now Woody doing what everyone wants.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has to understand the misconception is he's a bad owner. No, he wants to win so bad that when you have that money and you're the owner, at some point your power will get a help. Like, look at Jerry Jones goes through it, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
And he's put on great product for seasons on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a detriment to Woody. It's more like that's passion, bro. Like, no, I'm coming in, I'm cutting you half season. I don't care if Salah could have put us to 9-8. I'm tired of the garbage. I need it out. So we'll see what happens. I think Rick Spielman's a great move here. He's also always involved with the draft with that show. I've watched that show
of course.
As well.
Yeah.
And, I love that show. And Ryan Wilson's great, so I'm happy to see he'll be on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I want to have my speculations. I'm not going to make any speculations. I'm just going to let it ride. Let the wave go. Let it happen. Jet's making his appearance. So, Jet.
Hey, buddy.
And yeah, man, I'm just excited, dude. So it's good spirits, Jets fans. Let's LFG. Let's keep it moving.
Let's go.
10,000 subscribers. Let's make it happen.
Hey, that's it, baby. And thanks for the super chat, pal. I appreciate it. So, cup of Philly noodles here on the show, baby. Let's friggin' go. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm excited about the Rick Spielman hire. Again, I'm fascinated to hear more from Ryan Wilson. I've never had, obviously, Rick Spielman on the show, but Ryan Wilson's worked with him in tandem for 3 years. So if he would know the guy better than anybody. Absolutely. All right, let's see here. Let's go to some more gifting. Let's shout out our boy Devin, aka DNY for Life, with a 5-pack of memberships. I told you guys I had a feeling it's going to be one of those shows. Absolutely freaking beautiful. Let's go, Devin, DNY for Life. That is 5 raffle tickets, baby. Those 5 memberships went to Tony Alexio, Delusional Jets fan, John B., Taylor Sterling, and John L.G. Let's go. And I will share the message that Easy shares all the time here on the channel. Please pay it forward. If you enjoy the show, at the end of each of these 5 people I just mentioned have a free membership for the rest of the month. Shout out to Devin for that. At the end of your membership, you'll receive an email. Hey, that was a cool free membership. Do you want to stick around for $2.99 a month? And you say yes, boom. You're a Boy Green Coffee Club member moving forward. And you have, like I said, all the access to everything we said, the Discord channel, and exclusive Q&A with some of our guests when we have a pre-recorded guest that's going to join the show. You get to ask your questions to some of those guests. And we did some of that last week when we had Jeremy Fowler on and Josine Anderson on and others. That was pretty cool. So if you want access to that, the Q&A is really cool. And when we're setting up for our Jets tailgate, you'll get exclusive benefits to the ticket package and everything else. So being a Boy Green Coffee Club member helps support me, of course, but also gives you some pretty cool perks with the Boy Green Coffee Club as well, baby. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Again, shout out to DNY for Life. That's 5 raffle tickets to our contest at the end of the month, pal. Appreciate you. Let's go to Hep, baby, here on the program. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. Hey, fellas. Hey, I was really encouraged about hearing the news about Jermaine Johnson being way ahead of schedule. What do
Oh,
you
thank
think?
God. Yeah, I to be honest, because obviously think about Aaron, who basically they sort of tore their Achilles at the same time. Now, Aaron obviously was week 1 and Jermaine was week 2, but it's early September, mid-September was basically the same timeline, and they really slow played Aaron coming back. So to hear Jermaine's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be ready for OTAs, that's encouraging. Plus, because, while you need your Achilles, obviously, for the quarterback position, that's super important. You need that like every rep because you're exploding off the line of scrimmage for Jermaine. So that's an incredibly encouraging sign. I'm really excited. I just love Jermaine. We talked about mental makeup earlier. What are they looking for in players? Jermaine Johnson, just bring him in a room and kind of understand whatever his mental makeup is. That's what you want. He's just the right kind of guy, easy guy for fans to root for. And again, I'm slamming the table so hard. I hope he comes back better and stronger than ever from a very serious injury with the Achilles.
Yeah, me too. He's a really good guy. I mean, we have a lot of nice character people on our club for the first time in a long time. I'm really, it's going to be hard. We're going to have to let probably somebody go, but what are you going to do? It's the nature of the game. Yeah. But anyway, it was good seeing you. I just want to stop in real quick and say howdy. And I tried to put I put the show on my Facebook page. Hopefully those generate some subscribers. So
thank you so much, brother.
That's an easy way. Yeah.
Hey,
okay,
there
bye.
we go. Thanks,
I'll
pal.
Bye.
Yeah, you too. And yes, just share that out to people. So if people don't understand what I mean when I say, hey, get others of your friends and stuff and family and other Jet fans, if you want, to subscribe to the channel, all you have to do is share out the link. So if you're on the main YouTube page or even one of the videos, you just share it out on your Facebook page. Say, hey, subscribe to this, or Twitter or Instagram or whatever you want. Just feel free to do every little part helps. So shout out to Happen everybody that shared out the channel. It means a lot. The more people we could get in front of, the more members to the Boy Green Coffee Club we could get, the more the show could continue to grow. And it's just awesome. So I appreciate that. And appreciate you. Have Mo 63. Damn, that shit's intense. BG, pretty cool. Yeah, I have to get back into Taekwondo to get my 4th degree black belt again. I was on the edge of my 4th degree black belt, and then my knee gave out, and then it's been inconsistent since. So I can't wait to get back. That's a really important part of my life. Keeps me in good shape, and then I just love martial arts. So he's great. And yes, Dave Brigger pouring one out for Bruce Lee, one of my number one idols. I love Bruce Lee. I love Jackie Chan, Jet Li. There's been so many amazing martial artists in my life that are awesome. Locally here, Sean Garshop. He was a wonderful black belt mentor. He was my sparring coach for fights in Taekwondo, which was awesome. So yeah, I'm pouring one out for everybody. NFL Award Show last night. I'm pouring one out for everybody, which I appreciate. The Meadowlands Swamp Thing said, how many total membership did we gift last month? Oof, I should have counted. I have, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's a good question, though. We had a lot. We had a lot of interaction. So thanks, everybody, for all the gifting. That was amazing. So I appreciate that. Cobra Kai. So here's another thing. Okay, I mentioned this. I mentioned this on the show. Yeah, on my radio show yesterday. Now, a lot of people are going to throw heavy rocks at me. Okay. I'm a massive Karate Kid fan, so I've seen all the movies. I love Karate Kid. Obviously, I'm a martial artist myself. I have never seen the Cobra Kai Netflix series. I haven't seen a single episode. I don't know why. I don't know why it hasn't happened, but it's on my list. So, yeah, I'm super embarrassed to admit that I haven't seen a single episode of any of them. I've heard about them. My cousin actually covers them sort of like I'm covering the Jets here. He has this unbelievable, massive following covering the Cobra Kai series. He's got like 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he does My Boy Green Daily, but he does it for Cobra Kai. I can't even remember what the name of it is, but he does that, which is crazy. Jersey Jet says that's a good binge watch. Love the series. Peyton's List is awesome. Yeah, I do enjoy that on ESPN, which is great. But yeah, good binge watch. Okay. Again, I love the movies. Sometimes you don't know if a series is gonna like dilute, kind of dilute the shows. But it sounds like we got a lot of people. Yeah, Chuck Norris, of course. So I mean, near Purple Belt Mike. I haven't had him on this show, but I've talked to him plenty on the Jake Asman show. So shout out to PBM, Purple Belt Mike. Shout out to him wherever he is. Yeah. Oh, Alan says, I'm hoping the Jets play a home game on the 21st so I could come home to New Jersey for the Iowa Jets double dip. Ooh, very nice. Hey, man, if that happens, we'll have to try to see if we can make that the game so Alan can be here. That'd be great. Meet Alan for the first time. That'd be an interesting check off the bucket list. That's for sure. That'd be awesome. Let me go through some more of your questions here. Yeah, Tony Alexio thanking DNY for life in the membership, 100%. Devin is awesome, a.k.a. DNY for life on here. Ricky New York Live, he says the same thing I'm thinking. When I'm hearing Rick Spielman talk about the mental makeup and characteristics they're looking for, what are the players they're going to go after, in free agency is incredibly fascinating to me. Because obviously the low-hanging fruit, we did a Boy Green Meets Woody last week, and apologies for the lack of episode yesterday, guys. We're resetting a lot of things, but Boy Green Meets Woody, for all our Boy Green Meets Woody's fan, we'll be back on Tuesday. So we had a slight blip yesterday, but we'll be back on Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to that for all the people that were asking. But obviously the low-hanging fruit is the Lions free agents, which, again, I think that was our Tuesday episode this past week, on all the Lions free agents that could follow AG over. And obviously there's going to be Lions guys. There's going to be some Saints guys that have connections. Like Alex Anzalone followed AG from New Orleans to Detroit. Really good player this year. So there will be some of those connections, but just in general, like guys that they're like, we're looking for these traits, these characteristics, and then they dive into the free agency pool and they see who fits that narrative. That to me will be really interesting too. So Ricky, I can't wait. I'm excited for the draft. I'm excited for, you mentioned free agency in the draft, and those are additions for the team. No question. Very important. We'll do a lot of shows on free agency and draft, but I'm also looking forward to, and you guys were talking about this in the chat earlier, what does AG do for the current guys? Can AG take Sauce to another level? Can he take Michael Carter II to another level? So those are guys that play his position, right? So obviously there'll be kind of a uniqueness there. But overall on defense, Jermaine, Quinnen, Will McDonald, going from the Salah scheme to the AG scheme, what are the differences? What are the nuances? How do players pick that up? Quincy, I love. We'll see if Jamian comes back. I know we got a lot of Jamian Sherwood fans in the audience, so that'd be intense for sure, which would be really cool. So, yeah, I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up for the season, but I enjoy the process for sure of going through, man. Yeah, I really enjoy the process. Can AG play in a pinch? Good question from Jared B. Hey, man, I think he could still strap up. You want to know someone that can still strap up? Let me throw this up. 1 second. I saw this last night on social media. I'll have to have it on mute. There's like a workout song behind it, so I'll have to make sure that's on mute. Did you guys see your coach yesterday? Here's this. Let me throw this up on the screen. Our Jets special teams coordinator. You want to know someone that can play in a pinch? Chris Banjo. Jets special teams coordinator can play in a pinch. Look at this. last night on his Instagram story. This is Chris Banjo right here. Look at this. Look at Chris Banjo with his weight. Good Lord. He's in the Jets gear getting all warmed up. Look at Chris Banjo just lighting it up, man. Holy friggin' crap. This guy was playing in the league for a decade. He's only been a coach for like the last 2 years or so. So he's still in playing shape. Like, look at this guy. This guy's freaking yoked. Chris Banjo. You want a guy that can play in a pinch, which we could use in that defensive backfield? He's also a great special teamer. Yeah. I think Chris Banjo's on that list. Holy friggin' crap. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's pretty good. The Meadowland Swamp Thing says, won't be the AG scheme. He's the CEO. No, I just mean, you're right. You are right. But it's sort of like Saleh Ulbrich. Saleh, quote unquote, didn't call the plays, but he was heavily involved in the defense. I think it's going to be an interesting, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a marriage? Because like I said, both AG and Steve Wilkes in their history, I think we talked about this yesterday, both had 3-4-4-3 in their history. So is it an amoeba-like defense? Is it a, de jour choice where it depending on the situation, they're going to vary? It'll be like kind of a multiple front. I'll be kind of curious. So, no, I appreciate him being a CEO. I think that's a right decision not to call plays. Leave it on Steve Wilkes. This guy's been around forever. This is an old head. Let Steve Wilkes handle that. He's been to D.C. like 3 or 4 times at college. This is his 4th time in the NFL, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, he's been a head coach before. That's more sounding board, right? You got Wilkes at the coaching level. You got Rick Spielman at the general manager level. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. I like that construction, both from staff and also from front office perspective. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got the one and only EZ, resident OC, back here on the show. What's up, EZ?
I am standing here beside myself, mortified beyond all belief.
Mortified? Do tell.
No, I'm just kidding.
That was dramatic.
I'm just trying to get a rise out of everybody. I tuned in late, so I don't know what you guys are talking about today.
Sure, yeah.
But just tell me what you were talking about today, and then I'll make a quick comment on it. Because I am opinionated.
Yeah, sure. So Rick Spielman is obviously the new senior football advisor for the Jets. He spoke on the podcast. I listened to the full 45 minutes and pulled some interesting clips, and he just kind of talked about he had his first staff meeting with the Jets this week, and he said it was very intense. It was with Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji, and they talked about all the traits they're looking for in players, so we're just sort of talking about that, of him coming in. So that was interesting. He just talked about his new role. He's going to be working mostly remote, but he'll do the tentpole events and he'll go to the facility for all these key moments, like he's coming in this week for all these meetings and stuff. So,
how involved is he going to be in the draft?
Very involved in the draft, but he will not. He has reiterated that Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn are final decision makers. He's simply a sounding board, but obviously with his draft background, he's going to share his insights and opinions, and they can take or not take what they will from his notes and quotes.
Did he mention anything about his input on free agency?
He did say that he was going to be involved. He said he's because he must have been hired very recently. It's official. It's not on the Jets website yet, but I think he reports the facilities to Friday, Monday. It sounds like he's going to be involved. He's already diving into free agent profiles.
Okay, so what's the latest news? I heard the latest news on JJ, which is very good and very encouraging that he's doing great with his rehab for his Achilles. He had the same doctor as I believe Aaron Rodgers.
Neil Elitrosh, that's correct.
So he did that same type of
speed bridge. I'm not
surgery.
Sure.
Yeah,
because Neil Elitrosh does both speed surgery and non-speed surgery. So he doesn't only do speed surgery. So I don't know that. That's deeper than I know. I'm not sure, but I think you're right because I think Jermaine and his girlfriend have been documenting kind of like his Achilles rehab on their own portals, and I'm pretty sure they mentioned that. So you might be right. So I know 100% it's the same doctor. I'm pretty sure it was the speed bridge, but I'm not
tell
sure.
you, of all the players, he's like one of my favorites. I just love his energy. I love his attitude. I love his look on things. The fact that he went to junior college and had to really work and earn his way there. I think he appreciates it more than some guys who were just blue chips from junior high school on up. I mean, he's worked for it. And I love his attitude. I think he's the type of, I wish we had 53 guys just like him.
Yeah, Josh Parker is saying in the chat that he did not have the speed bridge, but he did have that Achilles surgery from there. So, yeah, I'll have to take his word for it. I'm not so sure.
Well, he's in his, early 20s as opposed to Aaron Rodgers, who was in his 40s. So he probably didn't need to get back as fast as Rodgers thought he did. So the fact that he's just a kid still and all of his parts are still soft and not hardened and edged into shape, you know.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, he's still, I don't care. I mean, he's got to be more flexible as a, what is he, 24, 25?
He's actually 26. He's a little older because of his unique football
now.
journey. Yeah.
Right. But still, I mean, a 26-year-old Achilles is going to heal quicker than a 40-year-old Achilles.
That's
just
true.
is.
Yeah.
But he does put more. So one more question, because
sure, yeah,
I'm trying to. His takeoff leg, like the one that he uses to dig his initial push off the line, is that the Achilles that went? Because it was a non-contact injury. It kind of happened when he was like chasing.
Correct,
But
right. He
was
did his pass rush, and then it looked like he was running back upfield, and that's when it went boop, and then it sort of happened.
Right, but is that his launch leg or his other leg?
Good question. I can't remember that off the top of my head. I can't remember which leg it was.
Oh, well, I think he's going to be okay. I can understand them not wanting to give him maybe a contract this year because of the leg. Maybe they want to just see. And I'm sure they don't expect him to be 100% this year. I expect them to see kind of like what happened with A-Rod, where he was able to play all the games and get back into shape, and maybe towards the end of the season, the last maybe 8-9 games, that he's back to form. Because an Achilles is, see, now with the surgeries, they can do an Achilles like an ACL used to be. It used to take 2 years for an ACL. Now guys are back in 8-9 months from an ACL. I think part of it is the mental aspect, that so many players have had the ACL and been able to come back quickly, that there's less of that mental thing up here that, oh shit, I'm going to screw it up again if I work it too hard. So I think as time goes on, as the surgeries get better and better, players are going to be able to get back even quicker because of more of them. I think it's a lot of it is the mental aspect too. Because I think because didn't Breece Hall say that he was able to do everything he thought he'd be able to do, but he was just afraid to like push it that extra bit, and that's why he said he got caught on that really long run, the beginning of last season.
First game, right? Yeah, the 83-yarder that should have went to the house, right?
Yeah, he was like, do I get the touchdown or will I save my knee? You know.
100%.
So I get that, you know.
100%.
Well, I my feelings on this draft is, if things don't go the way we want in free agency, I would like to get either that kid, Mason Graham is his name?
Yeah, he's the Michigan interior defense lineman. Yep.
I'd like to get either him, or if he's not available, but there's a big run stuffing guy, maybe we could trade back to 15, 16 if someone's willing to trade with us, and maybe get that Haloti Nada type of guy.
Sure, the people really brought up Tyleek Williams, Kenneth Grant. Yeah, there's some other those big boys. Yeah.
Yeah, I want a big boy to be next to Quinnen. Because I need someone big next to Quinnen, and maybe in the third round I'd like us to see us maybe get a good up and coming linebacker.
Oh, sure. Yeah, hey, we got Demario Davis a few years ago in the third round. That worked out pretty well. So yeah, that'd be great. All right, love
I just
it,
think, thank you.
Thanks for the call, Easy, and great to see you. I always love your takes. Joe, by the way, asked, who is in charge of pro football player evaluations and free agent acquisitions? Good question, Joe. I believe that role in the last regime was run by Greg Nedjma. Now, Greg Nedjma had a lot of different roles over 16 years, but he did a lot of those one-jet drive interviews where they talked about free agent acquisitions. I remember them, the Lake and Tomlinson conversation and things of that nature. And Greg Nedjma had that role during his career. And according to Rich Cimini, Greg Nedjma was replaced by Rob Payton. He is the nephew of George Payton, who's the general manager with the Denver Broncos. So he said, Rich Cimini, that Darren Muji replaced Nedjma with former Denver Broncos scout Rob Payton. So I would believe Rob Payton is specifically responsible for that. But obviously that's a collective effort. It's not just one guy's responsible for all that. He has different guys under him. That's also going to be involved, Joe. But that's a good question. So it appears to be Rob Payton, the former Broncos scout and nephew of George Payton. For Lillian, Big D says, Easy cracks me up. I love Easy. it's sort of the same reason I love Aaron Glenn. I've never met Easy, but there's an authenticity with Easy. Some people have all kinds of comments about Easy, of this, that, or the other, but he's authentically him. You can't fake that. That's for sure. He's just Easy, and you either love Easy or hate Easy. But yeah, he cracks me up too because he's just funny, and I love his insights. I love his ability to push the envelope. So Easy's a fun guy. He's incredibly authentic, and I think that resonates with a lot of people. That's really cool. Number one Austrian Jet fan says Jordan Travis will shock the world. Now that I would love nothing more than, and because I heard Connor Rodgers, he was on with Jake Asman, and he said what everyone's saying. You can't really count on anything with Jordan Travis because you just don't know. So he's like the unknown in the quarterback room that you're not even really considering during this process. I would love nothing more, especially for Ricky, wherever you are. I would love nothing more than for Jordan Travis to have this incredible turnaround. That would be spectacular. Hennessy Heisman says there isn't really any prime free agents for the positions we need. Well, let me look at this. Well, let's just go to the PFF free agents 2025. I've been scouring that list. Well, again, if Aaron Rodgers is gone, we need a wide receiver because Devontae won't come with him. We don't need a guard, so some of those. Javon Holland, I would say he's a prime free agent that we need. We need a safety, and taking him from a division rival would be a lot of fun. So he's a guy that'd be on my list for sure. I'm just looking through their top free agents here. We need a right tackle. Ronnie Stanley's a left tackle, so that's not really going to help. We could use a pass rusher, again, depending on your feelings of Jermaine Johnson's return and things of that nature. There are corners available, but again, to me, I'd go probably cheaper at that position. There's Charvarius Ward out there. There's some really good corners out there. But again, to me, I've got Sauce. I got Michael Carter II. And then at my other boundary corner, maybe I'll re-sign Brandon Eccles. I got Quantez. I'd love to bring in former Detroit Lion Ifitu Melifonwu, a former Syracuse product. I'd love to throw him in the room, who's played some safety and corner. So that'd be sort of interesting, as opposed to spending buco bucks in free agency. Could go linebacker again. Are you bringing back Jamie and Sherwood? Are you doing the same thing? Are you having like Quincy? CJ Mosley's a total unknown to me. But you bring in like a Dre Greenlaw, that's a big money free agent. He's the 18th best free agent according to PFF. They're on the board. Or do you just bring back Jamie and Sherwood? That's sort of interesting, something to keep an eye out for. For Carlton Davis, that's the other corner. I told you there's a lot of really good corners available. Do you go in that direction? That's going to be pretty expensive if you choose to go in that direction. Hufanga from the 49ers, he's the 23rd best free agent on the board, a really talented safety prospect. He could be really interesting for sure. I'm trying to go through to see any other free agents like at the top of the leaderboard here. I'd love Osa Adigizua, interior defense lineman for the Cowboys. Oh, yeah, baby. Give me some Osa Adigizua. The name's great. The player's great. Cameron Bynum, he's the dance guy. He was on NFL Honors last night. Does all the dancing with the Vikings. He's a free agent. Another safety. I don't know, man. I think there's some players. If you really start combing through Nick Bolton, oh, my God, I would love Nick Bolton. What a freak. He is the straw that stirs the drink for that Chiefs defense. You want a linebacker? Give me Nick Bolton, baby. I don't know if the Chiefs let him go. They're probably going to franchise tag his ass, but shoot, I would want Nick Bolton so bad, and he's a free agent to be. Sign me the hell up for Nick Bolton. I have a man crush for Nick Bolton. Because like Jamian, I don't know if he comes back. Another one we mentioned, I don't know if we did a show on this. We might have done a show on this again on Boy Green Meets Woody, but Levi Onwuzurike. He's an interior defense lineman for the Lions. He would make sense coming back over, following Aaron Glenn over here. I'm just kind of scanning through to see if there's anyone else I'm missing. Bobby Wagner's a free agent. If you want like a veteran, a man's man veteran in here, that'd be nice. Yeah, that's Justin Reed. That's another one. That's the top 50 free agent. So I think there are a couple of guys, Hennessy. I think there are a couple of guys come through. If I had to pick one guy, pluck him, he's not at the top, according to PFF. He's like, I don't know where he is because Jamin's 37. So he's like a top 20, top 25 player. Give me Nick bleeping Bolton, man. He'd be at the top of my list. He is just so spectacular. Absolutely intriguing. Sign me up. That would be absolutely spectacular. So there are some guys if you comb through. There are some guys if you come through. That's for damn sure. Adrian Martinez, love in the chat. Salute to that. Salute to Adrian Martinez. Number one option Jet fan, Reed gone? Yeah, I think DJ Reed's gone. I think he's gone. I think he is he's got so. And good for him, man. Hey, salute. Hey, I enjoyed his Jets tenure here. He did a wonderful job here with the Jets, one of their best Jets free agent acquisitions I've ever had. 100% DJ Reed's gone, but God bless. A couple of quick questions, so we'll get back to the phone lines. Will Tet McMillan get to 7? Very possible. I could generally see Tet McMillan falling to the Jets. No question. The talented wide receiver out of Arizona. Yep, and see Dakota giving me that Nick Bolton love, baby. Makes plays when it counts. I'm seeing some love from Dave Brigger on Nick Bolton. Bolton is an animal. Excuse me, I fucking love Nick Bolton, baby. I fucking love Nick Bolton. He is terrific. So sign me up, baby, on some Nick Bolton action. If we can make that happen, I would pay an unbelievable price. They're like, how much? I'm like, I would pay an unbelievable price. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Maybe I've been asking the wrong GMs these questions. Maybe I need to ask a different one. And our resident GM, June the GM, baby, here on the program. Good morning, June.
Hey, good morning. So, very interesting with Spielman, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say I don't like it, but I'm not gonna say I love it.
All right.
I found it strange. Hey, I'm gonna help you with the search. Hey, by the way, I got a job with you guys. It's kind of weird, right? I was looking like, okay, wait, this is weird. But you did call that. There were rumors early on that one of the two would stick with us.
Correct. Yeah. I can't remember who it was from, but someone did say that. And I went, at the time, I kind of just said, put it on the back of my mind. And then when it all ended, there was a lot of rumors. I'm like, are we gonna, it is kind of weird. Yeah.
And then, another thing about it too is this is a fear of mine. I'm not putting it out there.
Okay.
But could it be too many voices in the room, right? Because I want to let Muji be the GM, right? I don't want, this is his first time. I don't want him to be hesitant on going with his gut. Oh, I don't know about that because when I was in Minnesota back in 19 something, it didn't. No, I don't want none of that. Just fall back, give him a little guidance, but let Muji be Muji. We got to let him, see what he's going to bring to the table.
Yeah, there's one more hire to come, though. I don't think it's been reported yet or it's out there, is the actual right-hand man. So the front office structure is going to be GM, 100%, for just what you just said. There's Darren Muji. There's that assistant GM, which we don't know at this current moment, or I haven't heard, whoever that is. He might have hired him and keeping him behind the scenes. And then you have that third guy, which is basically Rick Spielman as a sort of senior football advisor. And Phil Savage, the longtime former NFL general manager, he's hanging around as a consultant. But we're still missing guy number 2, who is really the guy that Darren's supposed to be sort of pouring into.
Big hire.
No doubt. That's a massive hire.
I'm expecting it to be a cap guy, somebody who's good with the numbers.
That makes sense. Yin to his yang as a scout. Yep.
Right. And I also noticed that, we cleaned house with a lot of guys who were there 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me. I don't want nobody to be jobless. But if I come from a retail background, so if there are a couple, sometimes when a new manager comes in, he likes to get rid of some employees who've been there for a while.
Oh, for sure.
And he just feels it's stagnant or just ain't bringing the new vision to the table. I like those moves. Why you want somebody there who's been there 16 years and part of a losing culture? Listen, thank you for your service. Here's a little plaque. Take care. Mm-hmm. Now, I wanted to address something, Paul, that it's been driving me crazy, right?
Oh, okay.
I know that all sports fans, I don't care if you like the Cowgirls or forgive me, the dad's around. I don't want him to hear that.
Oh, yeah.
It don't matter what team you like, but we all think we GMs. We all think that we know more than people. But there's been a narrative out there that's been really crazy. I heard someone say that there's no drop off from Aaron Rodgers to Tyrod Taylor. And the person was very educated, and I'm listening. And when he said that, I said, I think sometimes we just say things to say them. I don't know if it's for clickbait or just to sound like you're different, but please understand, my people. Tyrod Taylor is a career backup for a reason. The few times he comes in, he might win you a game, maybe 2, if he can survive, because he's always injured. The drop-off from Aaron, one of the GOAT Rodgers, to Tyrod Taylor is like the drop-off from Alabama to Alabama A&M. It's major. It's a major drop-off.
Definitely.
And I want us all to realize that if we don't re-sign Aaron Rodgers, please understand, this is not going to be a great season. There's going to be it's going to be a 5-12, 6-11 type of season. You know, I'm not trying to be pessimistic. You know, I'm an optimistic person.
Sure. Yeah.
But if you think, because I've been another narrative they're putting out there. Oh, you know, who knows Aaron Rodgers is going to survive? He was hurt last year. Yeah, he was hurt last year and played all 17 games. Coming off of Achilles, he's going to be stronger this year. So let's stop acting like he's not an Iron Man in this sport. Tom Brady also was out for a year when they took out his knee, and he's an Iron Man. So I have more confidence in Rodgers playing 17 games and us having a shot at a wild card spot than Tyrod. If we go into the season with Tyrod Taylor, we have to have somebody that we drafted. And this draft that we groomed to play midway through the season, because I'm not going to be excited about that. Are you going to be excited about that, Paul?
I'm sure I will get angry, and then eventually I will just force myself to get excited because that's just who I am. So I'll like, no, it can work. It can work. It can stay healthy. It can work. I could probably convince myself because I'm a freak. But no, to your point, I think it goes to the age-old wives thing, right? That everyone's favorite player on the team is the backup quarterback. The grass is always greener. It's door number 2, especially when Aaron Rodgers is the guy and you know he's never coming off the field. So door number 2 is so intriguing because it's a mystery. I don't know. Is Tyrod going to stay healthy? Is he not? So people are like, yeah, Aaron's doing all this, but Tyrod would do better because everyone says that everywhere on the planet. Whenever a starting quarterback struggles, they're like, the backup could do better. He could do worse, but he could do better. That's what everyone whispers all the time. Everyone's favorite position is the backup quarterback. So when things are going bad, they always think to door number 2 and say, that could be a different story. So the fact of the matter is, if the Jets move on from Aaron Rodgers for whatever reason, he retires, they don't want him back. I don't think he's going to retire. I think he wants to play it, so then it'll be up to the Jets. That's my gut. But if they move on from Aaron Rodgers, boy, to avoid that season in which you just depicted, the Jets are going to have something crazy, either some rookie go crazy, or they're making a surprise trade for like Matthew Stafford or something. You're like, oh shit, we missed this. Now we're going this. Oh, okay. And now all the pieces come together in a different way because it is difficult to see the team rallying around a Tyrod Taylor and just playing conservative football. He's got a rocket arm. He normally doesn't turn the ball over, but obviously it's hard for him to stay healthy. He's got a little bit of mobility still left in his legs, but it's hard to believe the Jets can maximize this roster and team around with Tyrod Taylor. It's hard to see. So I'd have to see it because we haven't seen it. So I guess I don't know. But
yeah,
yes.
And another thing too, like I've seen some draft gurus, got us slated at drafting kid from Mississippi, Dart, right? Okay.
Jackson Dart.
On Dart. Dart looks good, but you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me a little bit of Kenny Pickett in college. You know what I'm saying? Pickett was nasty in college down there in Penny. He was looking good. Yeah. And then got to the league and so my thing is, instead of if the Jet, I don't think Abbott Glenn is stupid. If you're gonna take a flyer on a late round quarterback, take one on based off potential. Give me the kid from Syracuse that you like.
Kyle McCord, baby.
Give me a Milroe. Oh, Milroe, yeah, but Milroe has something you can't teach: athletic ability.
Oh, okay? Yeah, he's got a lot of God-given talent. There's no question.
And he got a strong arm. He just doesn't know how to play quarterback yet. That's fine if he sits behind Aaron Rodgers for a year, right? Mm-hmm. But don't give me Jackson Dart at number 7 or trade back to 11.
God, no.
That's already starting on the wrong foot. We got to relax. These dudes are crazy putting out. And then Genty at 7. People are this is crazy stuff that's happening right now. We got 2 issues on our team.
Okay.
2. Aside from the obvious elephant in the room, Rodgers. Okay. Number 1 issue, we got to block better. We have a better offensive line. It's been suspect for a long time. Even this year, Rodgers was on the run quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Quite a bit. And then we got to stop the run. We haven't been able to do that. No. We need some big fat boys. We haven't had one since Snacks. We need some fat boys down there. Mm-hmm. Plugging them holes, and we need to give whoever's playing quarterback, whether it's you, me, or your pops, a little bit of time. So let's see. I do like I said, the Spielman, I'm in the middle, smart man. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work. I pray it's not too many voices in Muji's ear. Let Muji do the damn thing. That's our GM. I'm going to back him 100%. Yeah. And let's see the pivotal situation that has to take place within the next week and a half, I believe, is Aaron Rodgers coming back home.
Yeah, let's see what happens. But again, let's just reiterate, that is the most ridiculous take I've ever heard, that there's no drop-off from Aaron Rodgers, Tyrod Taylor. I don't know what they're smoking. I don't want to smoke that because I don't want to go to that alternate universe, but I appreciate it. But hell no. There's obviously a drop-off, and anyone who says there isn't is smoking some kind of hashish that I am unaware
I even heard, Paul, I think you would have gone crazy. I even heard that the one person say, I don't know why all these Jet fans are excited to bring Rodgers back. He's only going to get you 7-8 wins at best. I said, who the hell is this guy? I said, what's going on here? Give Rodgers time. I'm not trying to give a crazy number out there. We're not going 15 and 1. Give Rodgers time. Fix the running, that we can run the ball with Hall and the other big young gunner who looked like Christian Okoye back there. Run the rock, play a sound game, expand, with Tanner. Why we can't get to 10-6? Why we can't get to 10-6? 11? Why we can't?
Hey, sign me up, baby.
It would be 10-7 or 11-6.
Correct, right? The 17 games. Yeah, I got to get used to that too. But
it's crazy.
Hey,
I'm done venting. We got to behave ourselves, Jet fans. Tyrod Taylor is not Aaron the Goat Rodgers.
There you go. That's well said by June the GM. My nickname for Tyrod is always Ty God. I kind of like poking my radio partner as a Giants fan, saying, hey, Tyrod can do stuff for us. Willie, I don't know. But, I mean, if he's our guy, sort of like, June just said about the Darren Muji, he's our general manager. I'm going to back him. If Tyrod's my quarterback, all right, Tyrod, let's go to war, Balake. Let's go to war. And let's find it. So, all right, first and foremost, let's get to Johnny Boy here. First and foremost. Johnny?
Hey, what up, brother? How you holding up, man?
What's happening, Johnny? I'm fired up.
Living the dream. Hey, my biggest gripe with Aaron Rodgers is this. Okay. He had that personal goal of wanting to play all 17 games. I understand what June is saying, and I get it. But I think, the expectation that a lot of us fans, we thought we were going to get MVP Aaron Rodgers. And in the very beginning of the season, we said we just want average Aaron Rodgers quarterback play, competent quarterback play, and we got that, right? So do I believe there's a player to go ahead and get us some W's? I mean, yeah, I think so too. But my gripe with him would be, if you're injured, you got another tear in your hamstring, right? Are you going to be pounding the table to say, oh, I need to be in there and not let Tyrod get 3 wins that he could have gotten for us, to where we didn't have to put the kicker in a position to win the games for us? Like that's my question in regards with Aaron. Like, is Aaron this year going to be like, I'm a bridge quarterback? Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm at the end of my career, and it is what it is right now. It's more for the Jets and be able to go ahead and do what's for the Jets and what they need to go ahead and not just my personal goal of playing all 17 games. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That makes
have the right
sense.
goals. I got you.
Other than that, I wanted to real quick and say Lamar got robbed from MVP last night. Man.
Oh my God.
He got robbed, bro. Crazy.
I think they said that is the first time. So again, for folks who don't know, the award show was last night. Josh Owens MVP. When you are named a first-team All-Pro at quarterback, there's only one. It's the first-team All-Pro. There's one quarterback. That was Lamar Jackson. Whoever gets the first-team All-Pro nod from the All-Pro voters, from the AP, that normally indicates that person's the MVP. If you look at history, like 99% of the time, when the quarterback that's been a first-team All-Pro is the MVP, it's almost like boom, boom, wrap it up, it's over. So the fact that Josh Allen overcame that, even though he had all worst you know what's a shame? Lamar Jackson just had one of the greatest single-season quarterback seasons we've ever seen, and he didn't get dick. He didn't get Offensive Player of the Year. He didn't get MVP. He got nothing. He got no award, and obviously he didn't get to the Super Bowl, which I'm sure he would have preferred. He got zip and pip. It is a crime. And again, I would, if I had to vote, I would have voted for Saquon Barkley for Offensive Player of the Year, and I would have voted for MVP for Lamar. So I'm glad that Saquon got his shit, but unbelievable. I can't believe that. But I'd say this. I'd rather him hold that award than the Super Bowl trophy. So enjoy it,
100%. Agreed. Shout out to the Jets' great quarterback of all time, Kevin O'Connell, winning Coach of the Year. It was great, baby. But yeah, man, BG, like, I don't know, man, with everything going on, the Spielman thing's intriguing. I think you do have a voice that's in there that could kind of help, Muji go through the stuff. I mean, Pastor Tane wins Defensive Player of the Year. Like, I'm excited on what they're doing. I'm just hoping that it does translate to the actual field itself, and we do bring players that are a lot of the players that you said right there, the what's his name? The safety from San Fran. I didn't even know
Ufanga,
know that he was he's a free agent.
I'm telling you, man, there's some dudes out there. Yeah.
And we could get him for the cheap coming off that injury and everything like that, and kind of go from there. Because when he's good, when he's playing, when he's healthy, he's electric. And I think he has that connection with Wilkes, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah, the 1 year that he was there as a DC, 100%, there was crossover. Yeah,
that's what I mean. So like, there's connections that are there and stuff like that, and to start seeing what are the players that they're gonna pluck from the Lions, what are the players they're gonna pluck maybe from San Fran.
Sure,
it's intriguing to see what they're doing and all that. And then the last thing, quarterback, man, right?
Yeah,
I don't want a quarterback with our 7th pick, man. Like, I don't.
I don't either.
I want him to go some type of defensive player or another offensive lineman, and you know what I mean, build the trenches. We continue to keep talking about that, and then I mean, if there's a corner out there, why not? Right? I mean, I don't know, bro. I just again, for me, this quarterback class is not that stacked for us to be like, let's do a project on this guy right now and all that. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's my take. I hope Jordan Travis is that guy that's in the wing.
That'd be great.
Could possibly be for us. But hey, I appreciate you. I know you got to head out and everything. Yeah. And I believe in what they're doing, man. So go Jets.
There we go, baby. Appreciate you, Johnny boy. You're one of the best. Jets Worldwide. Again, guys, check out that Jets YouTube channel. I do have to go. I got to go to the radio station, go coach up some interns, baby, and do my radio show. I'll rant more about these NFL award shows last night. I got some things to get off my chest. There's no question about it. But I do want to give a shout out to everybody for joining us here on the show. We appreciate it. We got 500 people in the room live here on the show. Thank you. The video, hit subscribe, baby. Again, we're doing giveaways for our free subscribers. So once we get to 7,500 subs, we're going to be giving away a piece of autographed New York Jets memorabilia signed by 2 former New York Jets first-round picks. Thank you. And also, we're going to be giving away a signature New York Jets football. We're going to be giving away a custom laser engraving package and so much more. So, and the New York Jets Salute to Service Nike long sleeve. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Keep showing up. And again, Ryan Wilson of CBS, he is the co-host with Rick Spielman for the last 3-4 years doing this show where they did 221 episodes and spent 802 days together. For those counting at home, he knows Rick Spielman better than anybody. He said Jet fans should be excited about this move. I'm going to ask him why, and we'll have, again, Ryan Wilson joining us on the show tomorrow morning live on Boyd Green Daily, and then we'll have my father on Sunday. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Take care, baby.